Hey guys, Sierra here. I really just want to talk to you something that's kind of been on my heart, and I get these inspirations while I'm doing my workouts. So, which is why they're usually in the morning, and usually I'm sweaty. So, I want to talk to you about why the scale and your weight really doesn't matter, and how it used to really control. It used to completely control my life. And how I think a lot of people think that in order to join a challenge group or in order to be an accountability group, you have to lose weight. Or like you have to be like really focused on the scale and counting calories and all of that stuff. But really, every person is so different. Everyone is on their own journey. And I know for me, for a while I was a coach, like I couldn't get on the scale. So I don't expect my challengers to do scale goals and measuring themselves and weighing themselves if that's not what works for them. Because a lot of times the scale doesn't really show the hard work that you're doing. Hey Layla, hey Caitlin, and Maral, hey. So I just really want someone comment below or like if sometimes the scale seems to like get in your head, because I know for me the scale used to really get in my head, and there's months where I don't weigh myself because I know if I do, I'll make that number mean something about me, and really the number on the scale doesn't mean anything about you. Hi Caitlin. So really why I hopped on here today to share with you guys is a non-scale victory. So in my challenge groups, instead of focusing so much on weight loss, which is a part of it if that's your goal, but like I said, some people aren't focusing on that. They're focusing on just making this a lifestyle, living healthy, a lifestyle for them. So really if the scale and losing weight isn't a focus for them. So something that we talk about in our groups is the non-scale victories. And I was doing my workout today, and I'm down on the floor, I'm doing push-ups, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing push-ups, like full-on push-ups. And I don't know who came up with the term girl push-ups anyway, but that I don't do girl boy push-ups. It's just a push-up, okay? But I was doing like full-on push-ups, and seriously, I have not done in a row a bunch of push-ups and tricep push-ups since before I was pregnant. So that was like a huge victory for me. And I just kind of like let it go. I just kind of like was glazed over in my workout until I was like feeling it really burn. I'm like, God, these suck. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing full push-ups. And that's a non-scale victory. So yeah, you know what? My weight is the same. And I don't know, some of you guys might have seen my post from a couple weeks ago, my results from the Masters Hammer and Chisel, which is a weightlifting program, amazing program. Oh my God, it's my favorite program so far. My weight the last month didn't change at all. Like I didn't lose 1 pound, and I was letting that get to me. I was like, oh my God, I haven't lost any weight. What the heck? What's wrong with me? And it's just getting in my head. And then this month I've put away the scale completely. And I'm focusing on non-scale victories. Like, holy crap, I'm doing push-ups. 6 months ago, when I had this little one, I was not doing push-ups. I was like barely doing push-ups on my knees. So that's something that I encourage you guys to do, is if you're on a health journey, focus on things that are not related to measurements, because your worth is not measured by the scale or a number. Your worth is measured based on what you say it is. And so really I wanted to kind of just share that with you guys, that victory over here, did a full push-up like in a row, and I'm proud of myself. I haven't been able to do that in a really long time. And it's not always about the scale, and the number on the scale doesn't matter. And everyone's journey with their health is unique. So some people are friends with the scale, and the scale motivates them, and that's awesome. But sometimes, I know for me, the scale is not motivating for me. It makes me harder on myself. So I encourage my challengers, if the scale is not their friend, I have one challenger, her husband literally hides the scale from her every week so that she doesn't get into her head. It's such a mental game, you guys. So thanks so much for joining, Callie, Chantel, Kaylani, Natalie, Ryan. If you guys have a challenge, a mental struggle with the scale, please reach out to me. That's something that I'm really passionate about, helping people with, not just losing weight. That's really not what being on a health journey is about. It's really uniquely what makes you happy. So, and what makes you feel fulfilled. And a number on the scale is not fulfilling. It's just a number. It doesn't mean anything about you. So if you've been making the number mean something about you, I encourage you to go hide the scale and focus on other things that make you feel good. How your clothes are fitting, that you're able to do more push-ups, that you're not as out of breath anymore like you used to. Focus on how you feel inside. That's why I exercise. That's why I work out. I'm going on a long tangent here, but really that's why I exercise. I do it because it feels good. And I know I'm a better mom, and I'm healthier and happier a person to be around when I'm exercising. I do it because it feels good for me, and I'm honoring myself. So anyway, thanks for listening, guys, and feel free to share this video if you think it's going to help someone that maybe struggles with their weight or their scale and like making themselves wrong about it. Feel free to share this video with someone. Thanks for the hearts, Layla. Feel free to share this with someone that you think this could really make a difference for. Callie, I forget to go to my scale, but when I do, remember, it does get to me sometimes. Yeah. And you know what? I think sometimes the scale can be a good tool to measure kind of like where you're at, if that's okay with you. But for me, I know a lot of us, we can probably look in the mirror and tell if like, I should probably stop eating so many cookies. But don't make it mean something about you. Don't make it bad or wrong. Like, oh, I'm such a bad person, I'm eating cookies. It's just like, yeah, I've been eating some cookies, and that doesn't really make me feel good inside, so I'm just not going to eat cookies. Don't make it bad. Don't make it wrong. Just acknowledge it and move on. Like this past weekend, I was like, yep, I have a confession here. I was not prepared. I went to a basketball game for my sister, and she's a dance coach, and she's amazing. I love her. And I didn't bring like dinner, and so I was starving. It was like a horrible drive, and the baby's screaming. And so I ate a pretzel with cheese, like the nacho cheese, like not organic, not an organic pretzel or anything like that, like a full-on pretzel with cheese and popcorn. And like I was about to just like totally start beating myself up. I was like, you know what? That was delicious, and I'm just gonna move on from it. Honestly, the next morning my stomach really didn't feel my best, but that's where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna honor myself and forgive myself and not make myself wrong. It's a pretzel with cheese, for gosh sakes. Who cares, Sometimes I think we put way too much emphasis on what we're eating. I know I do. I'm in my head about it, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh well, it was whatever, instead of like focusing on it, it was just like, all right, next day, moving on with my life. And something that I've shared with my challengers too is I've done some research about stress eating and all this stuff, and if you're eating and then you're stressed out about it, it's like your cortisol levels and your body's going to hold onto that fat even more because you're stressed out about what you're eating. So if you're going to eat a pretzel or a cookie or a cake, enjoy the crap out of it and then move on. So anyway, thanks for joining. I kind of went off on a tangent there. Go back to the beginning if you're just joining. Share this video with someone if you think it'll make a difference for them. And I hope you guys are having a great Thursday and holiday. Thanks, Madeline. Hey, Holly and Heather. So thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day.